Good morning, my beloved brothers and sisters. Today is Wednesday within the Octave of Easter. Our gospel for today is from Luke chapter 24, verses 13 to 35, and it speaks about the story of the two frustrated and disappointed disciples. Okay? Two frustrated and disappointed disciples. This is like a typical story of despair to hope. It's just like a story of frustration to celebration. The two disciples were going back to Emmaus, frustrated and disappointed. They felt helpless and hopeless because the death of Jesus shattered their expectations. Friends, have you been knocked down? It's just like in the boxing. Just imagine yourself losing a loved one, losing an idol. Imagine yourself attending any games and your favorite team is losing. What do you feel? Perhaps some may say, well, let's go home. These are the experience felt by these two disciples on their way back to Emmaus. Frustrated, disappointed, and with a sense of defeat. They were disappointed by the tragic end of the Lord because they had expectations in Him as their promised Messiah. The death of Jesus shattered their hopes and dreams. They were put to shame. And sometimes, like these two disciples, there are moments in our life that we feel like that. Because we feel frustrated. We feel like disappointed. Why? Because sometimes we forgot the promise of the Lord. Friends, my dear brothers and sisters, in our fight against COVID-19, in our fight against our bad habits, in our fight against our vices, our addictions, we feel like God has abandoned us. We feel like God has let us down and He no longer cares. We thought that everything was a failure and a misery. But hey, it's not the end yet. It's not over yet. The game is not over yet. If you're watching a game in a television and the opponent is leading by 5-0 in a hockey game, hey, the game is not yet over. The final buzzer does not sound yet. In a moment like this, Jesus is with us and He is listening as we tell Him our hopes and dreams. My dear brothers and sisters, when you are on your lowest, when you are down, when you're really down, frustrated, depressed, sense of defeat, the gospel is telling us, look to the highest, raise up your eyes up above, hold on to our faith, because eventually God will appear to us again in an unexpected ways. Today, my dear brothers and sisters, the gospel is reminding us that in our moments of disappointments, in times of frustrations, God walks with us. He is with us in our struggles. And please remember this, and I would like you to remember this. God is close to the brokenhearted. God is close to the brokenhearted. When your heart is torn with grief, the Lord is near you. My dear brothers and sisters, friends, even in our depressing moments, God can be found because God, the Lord, is close to the brokenhearted. Even in a seemingly defeat experience, God is there. Today, I am challenging myself and you guys. Do not allow our frustrations steal the amazing presence of God in our life. Do not allow your blessings be robbed by your fears, because God is here, but sometimes we don't recognize Him. God is here, but unrecognized. You know, we are not alone in our life's journey. We are not alone. We are not alone in our battle against this virus. Jesus is with us all the time and in all situations in life. Friends, my dear brothers and sisters, as what I have told you, I say it again, when your heart is torn with grief, the Lord is near you. Today, allow God to travel with you in your pains. Allow God to accompany you in your difficult situations. Allow God to walk with you. He is in the presence of your spouse. He is in the presence of your children, your friends, and even in a stranger. My brothers and sisters, our gospel for today is reminding us, if you are frustrated, you know, this is just a suggestion. This is what the gospel is suggesting us. If you are frustrated, watch the live stream masses online. Watch the Eucharist. If you are depressed, find time to read the Bible. Because the gospel of today says, and I quote, "And it is in the breaking of the bread that the two disciples recognize Jesus." End of the quote. What I'm trying to tell you guys is this. Friends, brothers and sisters, Holy Scriptures and the Holy Eucharist are the two best and effective medicines and antidotes for disappointments and frustrations. Okay? I say it again. The Holy Scriptures, the Bible, and the Holy Eucharist are the two best medicines and antidotes for disappointments and frustrations. Let me end my reflection by saying, you know, you will never find the rainbow if you keep looking down. The stars are not in your feet. Set your minds on things above and be ready to be blessed. Today, in this situation, in the pandemic like this, situation of despair, of frustrations, of lockdowns, the Lord is telling me and you, let us be a living hope to the hopeless. Let us bring hope to this hopeless situation because God is with us. I say it again, when your heart is torn with grief, the Lord is near you. Amen.